Okay. So when we burn a piece of paper, it is a chemical change. But what about if we burn like wood? If we have 2 kilograms of wood and we burn it, what do you think, it is a physical change or a chemical change? It will be a chemical change. Any type of burning, if you burning anything, right? If you burning like a book or a car or anything that you're burning, who's speaking at the background?
Workshops. Yes, yes. So after a long time. No, no, no. Back again. Yeah, yeah. How much time? No, later.
Also tissue.
Everybody mute themselves. Okay. So if we burn anything, it will be, Rehan, keep yourself mute. Okay. So if we burn anything, it will be a chemical change, right? If you burn wood, like if you have like a 10 kilogram or 20 or 100 kilogram of wood and you are burning it, right? It will convert into like 500 gram of or half a kg of ash. But what happens to the rest of it? What happened to the rest of the mass? Where did it go? We just burned it. But scientifically speaking, in which substances it will be converted in? Because we know that there is a law of conservation of mass. Like mass stays the same no matter what, right? So if we are burning wood, it is converting into ash. We have 10 kilogram of wood, it is converting into like half kilogram of ash. What happened to the 9.5 kilogram of the wood? It will be converted into two things: carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide and water. 9.5 kilogram of these two things will be produced. So the amount of mass stays the same, but it is changed into something new. We converted the wood into water, carbon dioxide and ash. Okay, so we are converting this type of change that has you can say that has changed the type of matter. From wood it is converted into water and carbon dioxide and ash. This type of change is called chemical change. Okay, this type of change is called chemical change. Another example of the chemical change is rusting. What is rusting? Rusting is actually, you can say, oxidation, or you can say degradation of metal. Specifically, more commonly, it happens to iron. You know, iron. What happens that it is because of two things. This rusting is because of two things. First of all, presence of water in the air. Presence, presence of water in the air. The second thing is oxygen. If these two things are present in the surrounding of iron or any specific metal, that can be rusted, right? These two things, like one thing is water vapors, and the second thing is oxygen. If these two things are present, they will rust the iron metal. What is basically rusting in technical terms? In technical term, it is called oxidation. Oxidation means addition of oxygen. Oxygen will be added into it. It is now something new. It is now something new. This is rusting. We cannot reverse it back, right? If something is rusted now, we cannot convert it back. We can just scrape off the top surface, and the new surface will come back from the down. But just give me a second. Isa is unable to get into the meeting. Why is he not able to attend the class? Listen. Okay, I'm muting all of you. Okay, then. Okay, listen to me. You know, this is a circle, a closed loop. Just give me a second. I'm about to send the link. Okay, Insta. This is a closed shape. So in this shape, in this loop, what is happening?
Yeah, Mister.
It is producing power. Yes. And this is called pump or battery or.
And I have a question.
Yes, ask. This thing is making
Why, Mister? When we
There is
put
two of you.
Yes, I know. I have opened my mobile phone right now.
Mr. Shahriar 1, Mr. Shahriar 2.
yes,
Twins.
Mister. Why we put the fire on the tissue? The tissue be black. Why?
Hmm?
Because you hold it.
Just give me a second. I have to send the link.
And Mister, the link easy.
I can't find it.
851.
Yeah, that's what I have sent in the group, but Isa is not being able to understand it.
Yes.
Mister,
Yes,
Okay, Mister, send the link.
Mister, is crashing cans, Mister,
yes.
is crashing cans a chemical change or physical crashing cans?
Cra- Crashing cans or crushing cans?
It is a chemical change or physical?
Crushing can is a physical change. We are just simply changing its shape, nothing else.
Mister, like rusting comes from water when it spills on iron.
Sorry, there's a
Mister, answer
distortion
my
behind your
question.
voice.
Comes when the water spills on iron.
Yes. Rusting happens not just spills on iron. If we are keeping an iron in an environment which has a lot of moisture in it, understand, a lot of moisture, like in the what you say, in forests, right? There's a lot of moisture in the surrounding. If it has moisture, and definitely it will have oxygen. If there is moisture there and oxygen there, the iron most probably will rust. If it does not have any protective coating over it. Usually we protect the iron with a coating,
But
right?
if we
With
protect
paint
the
over
iron,
it.
it won't rust.
It won't rust for a relatively long period of time. If the coating stays on it, it will not rust.
Mister, I have a question. Answer
Yes,
my
Nasir.
question.
Yes, Nasir asked.
Why,
Or
when we put the fire on the tissue be black? I don't know why.
What tissue?
Tissue.
If we put the
Mandil, mandil.
if we burn the tissue, it turns black. You are asking why?
Yes, why?
Why the ash is black? You are asking why the ash is black, right? If you burn anything, the ash
Yes,
is created and ash is black. You are asking why ash is black?
yes,
Nasir, listen. Each thing that you see has its own color, right? The shirt you are wearing, the trouser
yes.
you are wearing, or the cap I'm wearing, each thing that you see has its own color. This color depends upon its types of atoms and the arrangement of atoms and the arrangement of molecules. You will not understand the basic of it, but just try to think that each compound or each substance has its own color and it depends upon their you can say uh, molecules or their small particles, the kind of particles that are present in that, the type of color it will have, right? So ash
Okay,
ash is a different type of compound. Ash is a different type of compound as compared to the wood. Okay. Now the next thing is the next thing is what is a chemical change? A chemical change is a change in which a new kind of matter is formed during the chemical reaction. Can anyone give me any other example except for burning and rusting of a chemical change? If we are in which we are creating a new type of substance, in which we are creating a new kind of matter, except for burning or rusting. Can anyone give me any other example of chemical change? Raise their hand.
photosynthesis, Mr. Photosynthesis.
Good. Anything else? Because in photosynthesis we are creating oxygen. We are using carbon dioxide and we are creating oxygen. This is a
Oxygen.
chemical change. Good. Anyone else? Anyone else want to add any example of the chemical change? No one?
So
Sir, what
when
if
we burn
the iron rust is it a chemical change?
Yes, iron rusting is a chemical change because rust is a different compound. It is basically, if I tell you accurately, you have not read about it and you will not read about it in like near 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
But exact term of the new substance that is created by rusting is oxides. If iron is rusting, it will be called iron oxide. Right? It's a different thing.
What if we turn paper into ashes?
Yes, it is same
Also
thing.
a chemical-
It's same thing. It is a chemical change. Ash is a different thing. Ash is a different type of
So-
matter.
so when we burn coal.
Hell, we-
Yes.
Mister,
Listen
if
to
we
this. Listen to this. Listen to this.
firework
Listen to this.
explosion,
If we burn anything, if we burn anything and it turns into ash, it is chemical change. Now, ask.
Mister, the firework explosion is chemical change or
Yes,
physical?
chemical change. Anything else? No, nothing? Okay, we'll carry on. A chemical reaction is a process in which two or more substances interact to produce one or more new substance. In chemical reaction, reaction means if two things are reacting together. For example, if I have two gases, one gas is named hydrogen, right? Hydrogen gas. The other gas I have is oxygen. I have two gases in two different cylinders, hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. These are two different substances. Both of them are gases. If they react with each other, right? If they combine with each other, if they join together, right?
They will make water.
They will make water. They will make water. Water is a different substance. We cannot drink oxygen. We cannot drink hydrogen. We cannot live on to hydrogen. We cannot use hydrogen, but we can definitely use water. Right? Water. This is a different substance. This is a chemical reaction. In chemical reaction, we join two or more things and we produce a different kind of matter. Right? Yes. Anyone want to say? I have said like 10 times. Raise your hand, then I will ask.
No, Mister, I can't see.
What do you?
Mister, I
What
can't
you
see your laptop and mobile. It's black.
You can't see my laptop.
No, can't see the
This is
sharing screen that you just shared.
Can you see the slides that I'm sharing?
no. Only I
Yes.
see black.
What about Basil? Can you see the slides?
Yes, I can see.
Nasir, why can't you see? Marwan, can you
Okay,
see?
Mister.
Yeah, of course.
Mister will go out and I will come.
Okay,
Okay.
sure. Okay, so this is a chemical reaction. Any other example of chemical reaction? Can anyone think about any other example of?
No, we don't have anything. Easy.
No, nothing. Okay, let me give you another example then. We have two things now. One is called carbon. Carbon is present in different things. I've talked about it before. Carbon is present in coal, right? The thing that we use to burn things, coal, and also in diamond. Both of those things, coal and diamond, both of them are pure 100% carbon. But why coal is so black and so cheap, but the diamond is so shiny and so expensive? Although both of them contain only one thing, and that is carbon. But why both of them are very different from each other? Because of the arrangement of atoms in them. The particles are arranged differently in them. In diamond, they are arranged in a very specific manner. very specific manner, and that is why this specific arrangement of atoms in diamond makes it one of the hardest material on earth.
Mr. No good.
No good, still no good. Okay, you don't. Everybody else can see, right? But you.
I don't
So,
know. What is
Yes, I can see.
so I can't do anything about it. Now, Nasir, you can now listen to me just because I'm reading everything. I will upload the video on the. I will give it to your computer IT manager, and he will upload it on the YouTube. So don't worry, you can see it there too. So, in carbon, the point that I was trying to make is the carbon, and we have oxygen. We have two things. One is carbon in coal, and one is oxygen in air. Right? We have carbon, and we have oxygen. Right?
no, Mr. Medina. Medina.
Medina, what?
مدينة هذا ذا نبي محمد قال
City.
مدينة مدينة yes or what?
What Medina? Is there any point of you saying Medina in the middle of the lecture?
Like Mecca but no cap.
Silence, Nasir. Don't interrupt me in the middle of the class. Okay.
He's saying about the city that have the masjid of the Prophet.
Oh. But what is the point of saying that in the middle of chemical change? We are talking about chemical change right here, Nasir. Okay, silence then.
He actually means which city that has the bubonic plague.
Bubonic plague. Right now, we are not talking about plague or any disease. We are talking about chemical change. So stay to the point. We have only like few minutes left. So, chemical reaction. I was giving you another example of chemical change. Chemical reaction. One, we have carbon, right, in the coal, and we have oxygen in the air, right? If these two things react, they will produce what? They will produce carbon dioxide, right? Plants cannot use coal. Plants technically can use oxygen, but just for the sake of simplicity, plant cannot use oxygen, but plant can use carbon dioxide, right? Carbon and oxygen, these two things reacted. Carbon and oxygen, these two things reacted and produced carbon dioxide, which plant can use. So we are creating a new kind of substance or matter. This is a chemical reaction. In chemical reaction, two or more things react with each other to produce a new kind of matter, a new kind of substance. Okay. Now the next slide. Go down. What are the signs of chemical changes? What do you think the signs of chemical change? How can we say that now the chemical change has occurred? Now these are not hard and fast rule, right? Means if you see a change in color, this does not always mean that there is a chemical change. In some physical changes too, the color change, right?
Is there is the food can give the signs of a chemical change?
Food word?
Like, what if you leave a bread and the color changes? Is that a chemical change?
Yes, it is. It is actually a more accurately, it is a biological kind of change because
Fungus
yes, fungus and decomposer starts to grow on it. So decomposers change the chemical nature of it. Yes, it is a chemical change and it is due to the biological reason. Now, change in color, not always, but it can be a sign that chemical change might have happened. Right? We will talk about each of these in some detail in the next slides. So the second thing is production of odor. This odor means smell, right? If you can say the chemical change has happened, there could be some odor, there could be some smell. I'm again saying these are not 100% accurate. Either one of these things might happen or none of these things might happen, right? Chemical change could be of millions of types, but we are giving the simplest kind of symptoms of the chemical change here, right? change in color. Production of odor means production of some smell. If chemical change has happened, you might smell something different, right? Light and heat, might some light might be produced like in nuclear weapons or a nuclear blast. Muhammad Tariq is coming now. Okay, in nuclear blast, you see that whenever the nuclear blast is, it produces two things: light and heat. Third thing also, you have not read about it, is called radiation. So these things are produced. So it is a chemical change. If it is producing light and heat, it is a chemical change. Formation of a solid. If it is creating a solid substance, it is a. This fourth point is the least accurate of them all, right? Because formation of solid can also be very simply in the physical change too. So these are some, you can say, not 100% accurate kind of symptoms, but in the books they are written, so I am explaining it to you. Formation of bubbles. Bubbles might be created. Bubbles are usually created when gas is produced in a liquid, right? You have you drink like Coca-Cola or what else? Sprite, 7-Up, or these cold.
Fanta.
Okay. Marwan, this video will be uploaded, so your sound will be heard by.
ده مستر إزريان.
We'll see. Okay. So
Mister,
okay,
I want to ask something.
everyone
What
else
did I do?
silence. Yes,
Mister,
ask.
but how about blowing bubbles? There is a toys we blow by it bubbles and like that.
Blowing bubbles. I don't understand what you're
Yes,
trying to say. Blowing bubbles like.
you
You are
said
asking, is it a,
bubbles,
is it
pressure
a
bubbles.
you are saying that it is a, is it a physical, you are asking, is it a physical change or a chemical change, blowing bubbles?
No, no. I mean Mister, that you catch it like this. Then there is something كده, like this. Then like this.
So what you
How
trying,
about
what is the point of
it's
this?
chemical? It's chemical change or
No, it's a physical change. It's a physical change. You are not changing the bubble into something new. It still says the same thing. Doesn't matter. Uh, Formation of bubbles. If the bubbles are created in any liquid, it usually is a symptom that some chemical change is happening. Uh, Let me give you an example. There is a thing called calcium carbonate. You have not heard about it, but there is a thing called calcium carbonate. Whenever we put it in the water, it creates carbon dioxide, and it comes like bubbles out of the solution, right? So this is a symptom that chemical change is happening, because whenever we put the calcium carbonate in water, it changes into two things. One is calcium oxide, and other is carbon dioxide. You don't have to remember the name of this, but I'm just giving you an example that changes, if something if some chemical change is happening, one symptom of it might be not always, but might be that you see bubbles in the solution, right? So this is all for today. Now I have to mark the attendance. Where is my picture? I have to mark the attendance.
Mister finish.
Mister, when you leave, don't end it.
No, I have to, because in about 14-15 minutes I have to start the new lesson on the same group.
Okay.
Goodbye.
No, not bye bye right now. I have to mark the attendance. First,
Bye.
Basil. Basil can leave now. Marwan, you can leave now. Rayyan,
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Rayyan can leave now. Nasir,
Here.
okay, you can go now.
Bye bye.
Rehan, you can go now. Jawad, you can go now. Saud,
We are all
mute yourself. Mute yourself. Saud,
okay.
So now, Moaz, Moaz, how are you doing? Moaz, can you hear me?